Hi everyone, my name is Jitse de Smet and I'm a PhD student at the Knowledge on Web Scale research group at Ghent University. This video is a demonstration on the composability of Traqula together with the modular query engine Comunica. Traqula is a modular parsing, transforming and generating framework that's been developed under the stewardship of the Comunica Association. It's available on GitHub under the MIT license. So it can be used freely by everyone. Okay, Traqula has been developed with some core requirements in mind, and those are detailed in our ESWC 2026 resource paper called, Traqula, providing a foundation for evolving SPARQL ecosystem through modular query parsing, transformation and generation. This is also a paper that is freely available online in the link that will also be in the description, in which we argue that SPARQL as a whole, as a language, has evolved quite rapidly and supports many dialects, but also new features, and this modular system allows us to as researchers or practitioners to kind of investigate language features and compose them. Okay, so the requirements that were established to be at the base of Traqula is first the flexibility, and this is what we will mainly show in the current demonstration. And it allows you to compose your parser, transformer, or generator out of small components that can be added or moved or perhaps replaced. Second requirement is round tripping, enabling a parsing into an AST. So from the query string to an AST, and then generating back to the exact same query string. And then when manipulations are made within the AST, and then you go back, then only those manipulated parts change in the query string. Okay. Third requirement is being web-based, harnessing web technologies and enabling execution within and outside of browsers to ensure a wide usability. And then lastly is language agnosticism. So using Traqula, we wanted to provide a generic core so that Traqula can also be used to support other query languages such as GQL, GraphQL, and things like this. These languages aren't currently supported by Traqula, but we want to provide a generic core to allow support for these things. Okay. So now for the demo itself, this is the UI of this demonstration. Link will also be available in the description. And basically what we have here is we start with a generic SPARQL 1.1 parser and a generic 1.1 query engine. And then this view here allows us to execute queries with the configured engine and parser. So if we execute this query, here we will find the various movies in which Brad Pitt stars, and then the director of those movies. So in this case, our query returns 43 results, which is nice. Then if we go to another example query, and we have this example query here that just does a constant bind, so it just evaluates this adjust function here, and then binds this to this variable. The adjust function being a function that is suggested to be added to SPARQL within this SEP description in the SPARQL dev repository. Sorry. So that's for the adjust function. Now, if we execute this query, we will see, oh no, one big parsing error. That's because we need to, of course, have a parser that supports the parsing of these adjust functions. And then you see that the configuration has changed. So for our lexer, it means that we start from the SPARQL 1.1 lexer and that we add this built-in adjust function. For the parser, we also see, okay, we start from the parser the parser from SPARQL 1.1, and we added a rule to be able to parse the built-in function adjust, and we patched the rule that just that parses any built-in function. So now if we execute this query, another error, and this one states that the that the query engine itself does not have an actor that is able to evaluate the function adjust. This has to do with the internals of Comunica, where you have actors subscribing themselves on buses, and so this kind of evaluation of operations is delegated through these buses. So we now know, okay, no actor has been subscribed to this bus to evaluate it. So if we now add the support for built-in function adjust in the engine here, so we have this this configuration for the adjust, and then here we also see that we import it as part of our engine. Now if we evaluate this function, we can in fact see that we have an extra variable here in our bindings, adjusted date, which is then the evaluation of that function, right? Then if we go on, we can also see that we support here SPARQL 1.2, right? So that's the upcoming SPARQL 1.2 specification. And then what we have here is that we will see the movies starring Brad Pitt, and that we will say, okay, we will make the statement that this movie is of the type Brad Pitt movie. If we evaluate this, right, again, we have this evaluation where we have this triple term, which is newly added in SPARQL 1.2, containing these three IRIs here. Okay, one more is the evaluation of lateral, which is again one of these one of these features that are suggested to be added to SPARQL, right? Again, as part of this SPARQL dev repository. Okay. If we evaluate this query, what we will see is that we fetch a movie starring Brad Pitt. Okay, and then for each of those movies, we will look for a title and a name, only one. If we say, okay, we want to have this optional, then we also get, instead of, before it was 38 and now it's 40 result. Because some movies do not have the director. For example, this one here, Contact, the 1992 film, doesn't have a director registered, it seems. Yeah, so important to take away here is that we showcased the parser modularity, right, using this builder pattern here, and also the engine modularity using components.js in the background. This is only one of the advantages that Traqula has, but it's a very important one, and we think it very much showcases the importance of modularity within parsers as well. To not have like this big monolith parser as part of your query engine software, but be able to split it up, be able to manipulate the parser. So that's it for me today. Do look into the resources linked in the description.